All right, everyone, we are live. Hope you're doing well today. My name is the Pneumatologist. I am happy to be with you again, and we are going through our Riftopia-thon. Normally, I stream in the early morning hours of Central Daylight Time in the United States. That is +5 at the moment to Universal Time Code, or +6 depending on if it's daylight savings or not. But one of the things, there we go. One of the things that I am dealing with is the fact that I've had a lot going on personally. And so it's pushed me to do some evening streams, which I'm totally fine with because this is when my brain is the best. But I do plan to get back to early morning stuff, and next couple of days I do plan to have some 12-hour streams, particularly in the next 2 days. Some of that will be interrupted by some various things to help out, but we'll have some engagement games while I'm AFK. And so if it's a situation where I'm up, but you don't see me in that moment, trust me, I will be back. So that's the plan. Today we're going to try and get 4 hours in. I don't know if we'll be successful, because right now it's 8:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time in the United States, and 12:30 p.m. is past my bedtime. Especially if I want to get up and do a 5 a.m. stream. But we're gonna push through today and tomorrow. Had a great afternoon nap that I absolutely needed, so energy is up, and we're ready to kick this thing off. So with that, let's do it, folks. We're gonna get into Riftopia, and then here in just a moment, I'm pulling up Switch 2 and get things started there. So let's pull up Riftopia and see if we can get a battle going. I actually want to kind of focus a little bit on, let me switch over on I have a couple of HDMI switches because it was less expensive that way that I am using, but it requires me to reach around. So if you can see me bounce around a bit, that's what's going on. And that's the deal. So we've got this up, and we'll see a little hiccup on video as I switch those things around. Hey, $5 HDMI switch, why not? I've got 2 of them to do a couple of things. This game is running off of the ROG Ally, and yeah, so that's part of what's going on here. And another thing is, I've got my title banner wrong. Let me do this. Pneumatologist Riftopia beta series. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. So I have a 2 PC setup, which in case you don't know, that means I basically have one PC I'm using and streaming on the other. And in this case, my PC is a handheld ROG Ally, the original edition, Z1 Extreme, and looking forward to the next one coming out later this year, which through your donations will partially be possible. All right. Round 2 testing. I'm going to rename this. We had our first beta round as Algos United. That has since changed names to Riftopia. This is the thing we're going forward with, and then Switch 2 Welcome to Her will be the thing coming up here in just a moment. I do have one thing I am going to do here in just a little bit as it relates to installing a Pac-Man Museum Plus. So that is great that I picked that up, and for a great price, and that concludes most of what I'm shopping for right now. I know new sales will be posting tomorrow. We'll see what happens, but we're staying within budget and getting the content ready so that you can enjoy it. Tell me what to play with retro stuff, and enjoy the best games on our regular playthroughs. This is Wednesday, so it's a retro night normally, but because I'm Still getting used to playing video games again on a regular basis after about a 12-year hiatus for life. Then actually a little bit longer than that, but 13-year hiatus for life. But yeah, I'd say 12 because I really did start playing at the end of last year, although not very much, but it's getting better and better. So let's see who's on. One guy I like to mess around with because I absolutely love him is Red Spectre 23. If you haven't followed him, follow him and go check him out. His stream is live tonight. We're going to invade him just for fun for just a moment. I'll place some units and then I'll get switched to up. I'll host my battles here in just a moment, but I haven't had a chance to really spend any time on getting involved in others' channels. So he's got a 25-minute thing happening. Okay. Well, look at me, buddy. Here I come. Why not? Let's get some llama tanking. Lampaka malo. Alright, since he's setting up in the center, I'm going to throw some rangers in the middle for him. And this should give us a little bit of time to do some things. He'll probably be like, what's going on here? Your buddy showed up, buddy. That's what's up. Well, and I'm not saying I'm his buddy, but I tell you what, if I'm in the same city as he is, and his wife were to allow, I think he and I would be having lots of fun together. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Cool. Anyway. All right. So there you go. That's all I've got the energy for right now. All right. Good luck. Who's he got with him tonight? So we got a few others. Bon Strigmo's with him tonight. Okay. Good. And who else? Beryl is so good. All right. So good to see them playing. Let me get my Switch 2 up, and we're gonna get Pac-Man Museum going. So use my Pro 2 controller to activate it here. All right. And with that, let me throw the switch. Let's go over to Switch 2. And, oh, I have an update. You're still going to hear the background music when it goes to my ally because I'm keeping the music going when I lose screen. It's just one of the things that, yeah, let's install an update. Oh, I remember. Yes. Well, yeah, I heard something about an update for Switch 2 Welcome Tour today. We're going to come back to that here in a little bit. So you may see there some of the games I've installed in the last few days. Actually, yeah, it was 2 days ago. It was yesterday, actually. All right. So with that, we're going to the next awesome thing. Well, I don't think the background is picking up on my game, but certainly it's there. Without a doubt, in case anybody's wondering. All right, let me see if I can get this in here. I'm going to use two hands. I'm going to have to use two hands because Nintendo does good stuff. All right, there it is. So, there you have it. Let's see if there's an update. Yeah, there is an update. We'll go ahead and start that. All right, so we got a few minutes while this will update. You notice I did have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I had a thought to bundle that with the Switch 1 that I have and send it out. But I may be hanging on to the Switch 1 just because of compatibility that may or may not be resolved here in a few months. I think it will be, but as with mid-gen refresh updates that usually happen, sometimes you have to go get the next console, and that version is not quite what you need for the backwards compatibility. And sometimes it is. Fortunately, for the most part, the hardware here is mainly good at reverse compatibility, so it's not too much of a thing that I'm worried about. But and there we have it. All right, dropped a few more units. I'll drop one more tank in on his left flank, and then come back to switch 2. So if you're wondering about the Switch 2, how is it? I like it so far. My big thing is to get into Mario Kart World because I'm a Mario Kart fan. Even though the last time I played before the last few months was the Mario Kart Wii. Before that, Mario Kart 64. I was an expert. I was handling business in my hometown without having the online access that you can have today. So I'm looking forward to getting up to speed and competitive on a worldwide basis, hopefully. Other than that, I am going to catch up on some things that I've missed over the last 12 years just because of life. And I'll share some details about that another day. All right. Got 19 minutes to go. All right, so there you go. We'll switch back over and see where things are at on this install. All right. And I don't want to use it right now, but it's there. It's there. That's what I was wanting. Okay. So I will, I'll put this away. This is one of the things on Retro Redemptions that I'll have available to you guys. I use loyalty through streamlabs.com and also individual channels. As we reach affiliate status in places like Kick and Trovo and Twitch, I'll open up that as a method as well. And we'll get her down. All right. In the meantime, we're going to do some welcome tour. So yesterday, when I was doing welcome tour, let me get my Mario Kart back in here. I kind of have this as a placeholder so I don't switch things up too often, just on a regular basis. All right. Very good. Well, let's get welcome tour going. Man, and for welcome tour, we're using Joy-Cons. Joy-Con 2s. We've got the, I think, or if I'm not mistaken, a couple of things that I might have to purchase to complete this, but I do like having all the major equipment for the console. Good to see you again, Ho. We hope you enjoy your time with Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Okay. All right. Very good. So I've done this one and I've done this one, so that means I need this one I need 31 medals and this one I need 30, so I'm gonna have to go around and take a look at some things. Sorry you can't go through here. Come back after you've had a good look around Area G. All right. That's the thing. I want to say, yeah. Alright, so this one needs a demo. Alright, if you've got time, okay, so this isn't exactly a game per se, but give it a try. In this demo, you'll get to shake the Joy-Con 2 controllers as if they were a pair of maracas. I better get ready. As I place some units with Red Spectre real quick before I do this. Alright. Got 2 warriors to give him here in just a little bit, but in the meantime, we're going to do this. Alright, so in order to get this off, I've got to hit the detach button on these Joy-Cons. They're magnetic and super strong, so I have to give it a little bit of a pull. Alright, there we go. So the Joy-Cons need some rockability. Alright, here we go. In this demo, you'll get to shake the Joy-Con as if they were a pair of maracas. Physics-based calculations are used to make the beads and the maracas behave like real beads. As the beads shake around inside, the Joy-Con 2 controllers rumble to simulate that effect. Move the beads around inside the maracas and see for yourself what HD Rumble 2 is capable of. Would you like to try it out? The maracas physics demo? Of course. Alright, the 01 demo. Maracas physics. This exhibit requires shaking the Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the straps and allow adequate room around you during gameplay. Checklist: shake the beads 20 times, change the appearance, shake the rubber ball 20 times, gently roll the beads, and then there's a mystery item. Alright, I'm not going to put the straps on at this point in time, but we're definitely going to do this. Alright. Okay. So now we need the beads, right? Rubber ball, rubber ball. Alright, so now I need to change appearance. I have changed appearance. Okay. Now I'm going to gently roll the beads. I need to get the beads back. Shake the maracas 100 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Play it like drums. That's how you do it. That's how I do it. Alright. There you go. Your technical demo is done. Alright, it says recalibrate and end, so we'll hit the minus button to end. Alright. Maracas physics. Got it. You shook those maracas like there's no tomorrow. Hopefully that gave you a good taste of the HD Rumble 2 feature. And it did. That was kind of fun. Alright, drop some more units. I got 2 units left to drop on Red's battlefield. I may want to see how he's doing here in just a minute. And I'm going to pull up his Twitch stream, see how. I don't want to.
Yes, I saw that.
Whoops! Sorry, I'm not trying to steal his channel thunder, but I'll keep it up here just in case. So the Stream Raiders predecessor, spiritual predecessor to this one, was such that you had about 30 minutes for your battles, and only that setting. We've switched it up to various settings starting from 10 minutes all the way to an hour. So he's gone with the 30 minutes category on his battle and setup, and we'll see how that goes here in just a minute. And I don't plan to show his stream because that would be not nice, but I do want to kind of have a look at what's going on his while we play this. So in the meantime, the capture button. Okay, So that's the capture button. All right. And then, let me see over here. We've already talked to these people. All right. Hello, you cats. Hope you're doing well tonight. Thank you for the pro tip earlier. All right, we got a down button, as if you needed to know. A left button. A right up button, and then a right button. All right, all of this is on the Joy-Con left blue controller. I thought one thing that's interesting about this, yeah, that's downstairs. One of the things that's interesting about this is the fact that both of these can act like have a mouse control optical feature. Kind of cool. All right, that is the minus button. All right, so I've run out of stuff here to try to do. What does this say? If you want to change your appearance, just exit the exhibition hall. Don't worry, we'll let you back in. I'm kind of curious. What do they mean by my appearance? Oh, yes. Okay. I see. They just basically saying change it or don't change it. So I don't want it. I'm okay. I got my bearded guy going. Same with my avatar, so I'm happy for that. Okay, so on this area, oh, there is a quiz over here. Okay. Let me see. Did I already play the quiz? You can learn about the HD Rumble 2 here. This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. And this is the $10 game that's a quote-unquote supposed to be the pack-in trainer, if you will. But it's good. It's good. So far, it's been good. Lots of fun. That's what you saw me working on last night when I was on. And using the mouse control feature. So I don't know that I can really show it here. Let me get over to the intermission screen where I got a bigger thing for you. Okay, so right there where this finger is, you see that dark square? That's actually a mouse sensor. And so this makes the Joy-Con 2 act with mouse functionality. So you can get... It's all meant to be like a training for games you're going to play on the Switch 2, using all this tech. So that's the deal with that. All right, so we have a quiz. You'll learn about the kinds of vibrations it makes, where it's located, how it works, and more. Does that tickle your fancy? Of course I'm interested. Glad to hear it. Well then, here's HD Rumble 2 Insights 1. Okay. Lots of quizzes. Okay. We get some features. Take a look here. All right, I see that. That must be different spots of where the rumbles are located. And with that, those are HD Rumble 2 parts for the Nintendo Switch 2 console. They're different from the HD Rumble parts for the Nintendo Switch console. In fact, these parts have been custom built from the ground up. They're housed within both the Joy-Con 2 and Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. And in order to fit inside both the Joy-Con 2 and the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, they've had to undergo even further separate customization. The HD Rumble 2 has been designed from the ground up, and it has been further customized to fit both the Joy-Con 2 and Pro controller. All right, that's our study card for quiz part 1. How Rumble works. The rumble of the controller is created when magnets and electromagnets shift a weight. One of the most famous things about this is that it's licensed tech. Who holds the patent? You may remember got into a fight with Sony some years back, and at the launch of one of their consoles, they didn't include the tech because they didn't want to pay for the licensing. But the fact that Rumble is so important to games nowadays, Sony had to cave, and that's why you'll see, I can't remember if it was the 2 or 3, but the launch controllers didn't have Rumble, and they had to back pay for the DualShock controllers they created for the PS1 once they settled that deal. Anyway, that's some info about the tech. The rumble of older Nintendo controllers is created by a motor spinning a weight, which is true. When it comes to Nintendo Switch HD Rumble and the Nintendo Switch 2 HD Rumble 2, the weight isn't spinning. Instead, it vibrates side to side at a very high speed. Now, that's a difference, and I'd be curious to find out who holds the patent on this version of the technology, if it's Nintendo or somebody else. This is similar to how some trains use magnets to levitate. That makes sense, allowing them to move at extremely high speeds. And I will tell you, if you've never been on a high-speed train, try it out. It's fun. It's fun. 200 miles per hour. It's like you're in NASCAR, but in a tube going across the country. Kind of fun. This was when I was in China, by the way. All right. Vibrating the weight sideways makes it easier to make it rumble in various ways. And so my study cards are: rumble is created using magnets and electromagnets. HD Rumble 2 is created by a weight vibrating sideways. Yep. Oh, indeed. Okay. That's our study card 2. Let's try card number 3 here. All right. Powerful rumble. The Nintendo Switch 2 console's HD Rumble 2 feature has a range of intensity, from very weak vibrations, like a gentle touch, to much stronger vibrations. At maximum strength, the sensation will be much stronger than the HD Rumble on Nintendo Switch. However, these strong vibrations won't be used the whole time you're playing a game. Rather, the powerful rumble is reserved for specific moments where it makes the most sense. So, HD Rumble 2 has a range of vibration from weak to strong, and the rumble can be very strong at maximum power, but it won't be constant. This plays off like a training video, right? One of the ones you have to use, you have to do a training video for work. Well, here's your 5-minute video, now you know what's going on. It feels like that kind of thing. All right, the Joy-Con 2 controllers rumble in your hands. They've been designed to transmit this sensation directly, no matter how you're holding them. Nice. Oh, look at that. Okay. This is because the HD Rumble 2 parts are directly attached to the plastic on the back. Okay. The parts being so close to where your hands are holding the controllers, parts being so close to where your hands are holding the controllers makes these vibrations easier to feel. The HD Rumble 2 parts are attached to the plastic on the back of the Joy-Con 2 controllers. All right. We had 7 notes on how Rumble 2 works. Okay, you read all of the insights? Great. Well, let's run over here and take the quiz then, shall we? Now that you've got all the knowledge under your belt, it's time for a quiz. Would you like to take the HD Rumble 2 Insights 1 quiz? Right out. All right. So, you cats, I'll start running mine here in just a minute. I wanted to give a silent invasion of one of our friends' streams, drop a whole bunch of units on him. Red Spectre 23, if you're wondering. All right, HD Rumble 2, Volume 1. Here are 4 questions. 4 questions, excuse me. Which part of the console is in the image? Well, that would be the HD Rumble 2, right? Question number 2. How does the weight used for the HD Rumble 2 feature move? It spins around, rolls around, shakes from side to side, actually stays still. Excuse me. Survey says side to side shaking. Question number 3. Which of the following is true of the strength of the HD Rumble 2 feature? It's always strong, it's always weak, or it can be either strong or weak. Of course it can be either strong or weak. Number 4. In the Joy-Con 2 controllers, what are the HD Rumble 2 parts attached to? The plastic on the front, the middle part, the plastic on the back. They're not attached to anything. Survey says the plastic on the back. And the winner is moi. Hopefully I got... Only one I'm worried about is question 3. Perfect score. Okay. I don't know why. Just because. Test anxiety. Which is a teacher I know about. I know about that as a teacher. So. Okay, perfect score. Thank you. Thank you very much. Amazing. Full marks. Yep. You really know what's what when it comes to HD Rumble 2 now, eh? Alright. So that's the first of the quizzes. Let's see. No. No thanks. Okay. What about the next quiz? I want to see the next quiz. No thanks. No. Well, it's not letting me take the next quiz just yet, so I guess that means I've got other quizzes I need to go to. Alright. So now, this is a good question. How do I get down there? Oh, there it is. Well, I already did that. Oh, that's right. Okay, we got these areas. So right now, that's area H, and if I'm not mistaken, this is area A that we're in. Okay. So we would need to go across to area B, which I will do here in just a moment. I'm going to sit on the bridge and hope my guys don't fall down. All right. So looking forward to that. Let's see what's going on here. Got a few. Okay, I've placed all my units now. So let me see if I can get an update on what's going on. All right, so when you place your units, then it takes a minute. We'll switch over here. It takes a minute. Yeah, like I said, I was messing around in Red's stream here, so let me... Yeah, there he is. His battle is ready. All right, so I'm not going to share his stream, but I'm kind of curious to see if it's ready to go. So we'll switch back over here on the video, so I'm not showing somebody else's content, but yeah, he's a lot of fun. If you've never visited his channel, I'll be rating out to him here a little bit later. Here we go. I'm gonna... Okay. Is it gonna work? Oh, I see why. All right.
Good luck to you. We're going to be here overnight. Later on tonight, we're going to be giving away a pink torch bug. Got it ready, man. Oh, yeah, it is. I should have got it between. Thank you for letting me know, Nematologist. I can get it between fights or on the next flight. If I'm really, really quick, I can get it...
Okay, he's good. Okay, I was just curious because I can't get my units back until the fight is on, from what I remember of the old game. So the fact that my units are sitting at 0, we'll come back over here. Let's see if I can. Hello, Red. Good dude. Yes, he is. Oh, you might be able to give it a try. Well, see, I had heard that there was a ability to do a double. My only question is if I have enough energy left or whatnot, but the energy's filling up pretty fast. Okay, I get all my own units back. Well, that's fantastic. That's very fantastic. All right, so let's see. Zoom out, try and remember. You know what? Let's have some fun. Let's go down here. Get everybody placed. Do some stuff, okay? Tank on tank. And Mantis in the back there. So I'm going with a 10-minute fight. like before. All right. Drop our QDP in the middle of the Ranger Happy Valley. All right, and keep it going. All right, thank you, ye cats. I appreciate it. All right, so I've got one more I can place. Put the tanks on the front line. Let's see how that goes. All right, so we'll drop that one in there, and we got a few minutes. All right, while that's going off, we'll get back over here for some. I think they're supposed to be available once the battle is ready. Ah, okay. Well, that helps. That helps. Very good. All right. Get to Area B. What do I need to do here? Get all the stamps in Area A, the Joy-Con to L area yet. All right. Sorry, looks like you're going to need some more stamps. All right. Collect all the stamps in Area A, and then I'll let you through. You can find stamps near major features such as buttons or parts of the console. Happy hunting. Uh-huh. Who's got the stamps? Who's got the stamps? Okay, if I've got check marks, I've got stamps. So the real question is, what's up? Hi there. I can invert the camera controls for you if you want. Normally, if you tilt the right stick to the right, the camera will move to the right. If you tilt the right stick to the left, the camera moves to the right. It's called inverted. If moving the camera left and right doesn't quite feel quite natural as it is, try switching between normal and inverted controls, okay? Controls are currently inverted. Do you want to change them? No. Come back anytime, all right? Now, information desk. If you find a lost item, be sure to give it to the newbie staff member to your right. The veteran staff member to your left is in charge of camera setting. All right, I think welcome. Thanks for visiting the Lost and Found desk. I have a feeling that somewhere out there, a lost item longs for its home. If you happen to find it, please bring it to me. Okay. All right, so looks like I can go down here now. Okay. Oh, what's this? Mouse foot. All right. The mouse feet make it easier to slide the Joy-Con 2 controllers when you're using mouse control. Awesome. Okay. The release button. You can lightly press these buttons to detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers from the console. I wouldn't call it lightly, but because of the strength of the magnets right now. I don't know if magnets degrade over time, but I have to use a fair bit of tug on the button. And if you're wondering where that button is, it's right here where my index finger is. You see that it's not that one, but this one right here. That's the button. So if I push that, you'll see the separation, and the magnet will release from the magnetism on the side of the screen. So that's what's going on with that. All right, buttons. Let's get those stamps. So that means there should be a shoulder left button here. All right, that's right. Stamp me, and here's the mouse control. So that's the mouse sensor. It is an I think it's infrared sensor. I said optical earlier. All right, these sensors check the surface they're on to work out how they're moved. Okay. So there's that. And then this is the player LED light, which tells us which one, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. This is the magnetic connector. This mechanism attaches the Joy-Con 2 controllers to the console. Alright. And then we have here a sync button, which is used to get the controller order in play. Who are you? Wow, I had no idea the buttons were made out of steel. Okay. That helps. Good knowledge. Alright, so the SR button here. Good to go. And then we have, what is this right here? I don't think this is a... Well, there's your first spammer of the night. Mouse foot lower. Okay. And that's all it does. When you use the mouse controls, the mouse feet make the Joy-Con 2 controllers easier to move around. Alright, there you go. The bad part about Kick is that they only give you about... Okay, this is on Twitch. Yeah. They don't give you enough spaces to ban as many people as you need. It's not like you can ban the botters anyway. You can learn about attaching and detaching the Joy-Con 2 controls here. You'll find out how they attach to the console, that you can actually attach them backwards and more. Is that something you're interested in? Of course! Show me the cards. Just what I like to hear. Then without further ado, introducing Magnetic Connectors Insights 1. Alright, so we got 5 cards. We got about 2.5 minutes before the battle kicks off. I'll look through some of these cards for just a moment, and then I will proceed with placing final units and starting the battle. Alright, attaching and detaching Joy-Con 2 is easy. To detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers from the Nintendo Switch 2 console, simply press the release buttons, and they come off in an instant, just like that. And that's probably why I'm having difficulty. I'm not taking it from the side. So, alright. You'll be able to detach them even if the console is in the dock, which I have been doing. What's more, you can detach each one with a single hand. To attach the Joy-Con 2 controllers, simply bring them near the console. They're easy to both detach and attach. And that they are. Well, at least to attach. Alright, so the Joy-Con 2 controllers can be attached and detached in an instant. Alright, so we'll line up here for our next info card and be ready to go with that here in just a minute. Right now, we're getting down to the end of our battle placement period, so let's switch over and get our placements in. Here we go. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. I got stuff all around on this spot of the keyboard. So, okay. I've got 74 energy. Let's get some damage dealers out here. I'll put them behind the tanks. Alright. And... see, I've got, after that, 47 energy to go. Let's see. I think I'll go with, I'm going to drop 2 rogues in here and then start them further back. Alright, and then just enough energy for a tank. So we put the group down here. And there you have it. 10 seconds. Get your units down. At 5 seconds, it's pretty much too late. Let's count down. Well, I would count down, but I got a count up button. I need to find the countdown button. Alright. Bar pouch. Wait, poke catch. Poke catch. You know, and I get the impression, since I'm using Streamlabs chat to get the multi-chat going through, that is causing me not to get any more Pokemon. So I'm just wasting Pokeballs and not getting what is due me for trying. Let's start the battle, shall we? Here we go. Alright, so the major part of this battle will happen down here. And then it's going to be a spread out and fight. I'll check out the rogues. They're going backside. Oh, we need some help here. You better start firing, Rangers. So one thing I've noticed, you need to fire at the nearest target. Like, if you got people coming at you, you got to deliver. Like, you're not worried about firing long arrows. You need to come short and in a hurry. You cats, thank you. 65 battle points, 8 collected points, wallpaper, and another warrior unit. Got to get those pots. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so I got my battle rewards from Red. All right, got a rogue unit and some battle points, wallpaper, flow tiles, lots of collected points. Now that's the kind of thing. I caught one. Okay, so it's not Streamlabs. It's I just had a bad run of luck. That's probably about 15 Pokeballs that I've used up without catching one at all on my channel and other channels. So glad the curse is over. All right, very cool. All right, so he's running more battles. Let me see if I can. Well, I'm gonna run mine. I want to because of alternate dimension units. Let me see. Let me just pop in there. See how many I have available. If he's okay, so he went down to 20 units. All right. Okay. Well, it looks like it might be separate. So I'm gonna place these. Looks like we have separate things going on. I love my sticky guy here. He's nice. I'll just give them all my rangers. Everybody can drop their tanks in there and have some fun. Whoops, that didn't work out. Let's try again. Okay, so he's got my guys. We'll go back to home for a little bit since he's running a 20-minute battle, and I'll play mine real quick. Open Rift. All right. Okay, so I do not have the energy I need. I have to run my own thing. Yeah, that's bad. I'm toast. I am absolute toast on this one, but that's all right. We'll have some fun. We'll have some fun. Well, if I'm going to slaughter, I'm going to slaughter myself out in the middle of the field. And they won't be available until after his battle, so that means I don't have my own cutie pillar to use right now. All right, Llama Paka versus Mantis. It came from the desert, Riftopia style. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, thank you. No doubt. I was. Thank you, you cats. I was definitely wondering why that was not coming together for me. All right. Save me, please. All right. Well, we got. I'll give it about the 8 minutes that need to charge, and then I'll drop some in there. All right. Let's have a quick review. Oh yeah, it's the pop-out features. Okay. Joy-Con 2 attached magnetically. Did you know that the Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the console? They use magnets. Unlike Nintendo Switch, there's no locking mechanism to prevent the controllers from being detached. The only thing keeping them connected is the force of the magnets, which I have to say is pretty strong. So again, the Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the main console using magnets. They are attached only through the magnetic force. Alright, let's try this out. The Joy-Con 2 can be attached backwards. Here's a fun fact about the Joy-Con 2 controllers. That's interesting, actually. Each controller can be attached to the opposite side of the console. Why would you want to do that? They can even be attached backwards. Well, however, this orientation is not recommended for obvious reasons. The Joy-Con 2 controllers won't charge when attached this way. It looks like they will if they're swapped. That's kind of fun. The Joy-Con 2 controllers can be attached on either side or even backwards. Alright. Where are the magnets? That's a great question. The Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the Nintendo Switch 2 console magnetically. But just where are these magnets? Well, they're on the main body of the console. Joy-Con 2 controllers don't have any magnets that attach to the console. The SL and SR buttons are made of steel. The magnets on the console attract the SL and SR buttons. So the magnets that connect the Joy-Con 2 controllers to the console are on the console's main body. Alright, I see you've read all the insights. Yes, I have. Let's take the quiz. I think a little quiz is in order. If you've read all the insights, this should be no problem for you. What do you say? Ready to tackle the Magnetic Connector Insights 1 quiz? I sure am. Here we go. Magnetic connectors. 4 questions. Here we go. Question number 1. Which of the following is used to detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers from the Nintendo Switch 2 console? The C button, the ZLZR buttons, the release buttons, or telekinesis? I'll go with the release buttons on this one. I'm not good at scanning. Which of the following is used to attach the Joy-Con 2 controllers to the Nintendo Switch 2 controller? Glue, magnets, a locking mechanism, or love? Try not to use glue, folks. By all means, it's magnets. Alright. In which ways can the Joy-Con 2 controllers be attached to the Nintendo Switch 2 console? On either side, backwards, all of the above, or none of the above? And the fact is all of the above. Alright, where are the magnets that keep the Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the Nintendo Switch 2 console located? In the console, in the Joy-Con 2 controllers, in both the console and controllers. There are no magnets. It's gotta be on both sides. I actually forgot. Let's see if I got a perfect score. Oh, I was so close. What happened? What happened? Oh, you're so close. You're 1 question off. I marked the insight related to the question you got wrong. Give it another read, okay? Let's go back over here. It may just be in the console then. I just flat forgot. Even though I just looked at it like 10 seconds before. The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach to the Nintendo Switch 2 console magnetically. But just where are these magnets? Well, they're on the console. That's what I should have thought. And that makes sense because the metal for the buttons is steel. So that would create the metal contact. Alright. Let's skip the rest of this and get back to our quiz. Want to give the Magnetic Connector Insights 1 quiz another try? I sure would. Alright. So let's see if they keep the same questions or if they have some way of mixing it up a little bit. It's pretty straightforward. So, release buttons, magnets, and all of the above. And that means the magnets are on the in the console. Not on the console, in the console. Alright. There's your 100%. By the way, thank you to Fluxistence for following. If you're listening along today without having followed yet, definitely give us a follow. We need that 50 follower account to go affiliate and get started with channel points on Twitch, so that helps out. Also Kick, Trovo, YouTube, YouTube subscribe, the others follow me, and we will make sure that you get some of the perks related to subscribing and following that are available to you. Lots of hidden things in the rewards package, including some special things for large raids and things like that from your channel. So take advantage of that opportunity. What a legend! You got all of the answers correct. Well, I'm not a legend. I just try. You really know the ins and outs of the magnetic connectors now, huh? Don't fluff me, woman, but yes, thank you. How are you enjoying the insight? quizzes. If you like, I can give you some very special insights. Okay, come on. Oh, you'd let me share my insights with you? Perfect. You can actually use mouse controls on the Nintendo Switch 2 home menu. That's right. Just go to the home menu, place a Joy-Con 2 controller on a surface, holding it as you would a mouse, and it will change to mouse controls. There's still much more to discover about Nintendo Switch 2. I hope you'll take the time to find it all. Fantastic. Don't mind if I do. Alright, here we go. So we need to collect some more stamps here. And I forgot from my very first playthrough of the Switch 2 that we had these pop up in various areas. So that means this shoulder button over here should have one. That's right. We got the L button. Stamp that. Alright. The ZL button should be around here somewhere. Yep. There you go. A minute to go on the fight, and I'm going to head over there. I'm still missing some things, and I'm out of time, so let's see if I've got anything else to look up. Okay, so we're going to hold up, and let's get over to the Riftopia battle. And I'll get some more units placed for what may prove to be a very gigantic slaughter. Or it could actually work out. Alright. Let's drop a mantis in behind the tank. Alright. Love my rangers. Alright, so now I need some tanking. Probably up here, so I'll put tanks up. Get them ready to go for this fight. Let's see. 15 to go. Let's get a tank. One more. Get one in. Will it drop in time? No. So, yeah, it's about 6 seconds left. Maybe 7 before I can make that work. Let's get the battle on. Alright, so 2 fronts. Warrior versus tank. Boy, the tanks are getting hit hard. This is not good. In that top right corner. Okay. Yeah. You cats, you're saving me from the looks of it. Uh-oh. Ah! Oh, that was an instant kill. My goodness. We still managed a victory somehow. I think you probably saved me more than anything. Wow, very good. Okay. What's going on over here with Red? Let's see his battle real quick. When will I get my cutie pillar back? In 7 minutes. I got 24 energy. Alright. I love him, but I'm... Well, hey, you know, he needs to play some units. That's great. Alright. Well, I'll start another round here. Okay. The big thing I want to do and wait until I've got full energy is the planet Riftopia, because each of these are winnable fights, but on the standard setting. But when you get to planet, even still, it's both. I'm doing it all tonight. Probably not 18 plus, but as a teacher, I need to flag that because I can't interact with people for obvious reasons below that age. All right, Copperajah. Don't mind if I do. I haven't done any Pokemon community game battles in a bit. I need to get that going. All right. So we'll do 10 minutes. That's a good clip for things right now. All right. My Lampacamello. All right, so from the looks of it, I can go up here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop units here. I'm going to put Lampaka Mellow right at the start. And I'm going to drop tanks first this time. If so, it looks like even though I can draw a zone there, I can't place units there, which makes sense. Alright, so we got a few tanks in. 9 minutes to go on that deal. Let's go back to our Switch 2 welcome tour. Hey, you cats, if you want to have some fun, ask Pneumatologist Wind Tunnel a question. I think you did last night, but feel free to just chat away on that one. It is a Frosty. It is Frosty's thing in the background. I'm just using my mod profile for that. So, all right, let me see here. That is on the area H. Let me see. There should be a button around here somewhere. Nope. Alright, let me see what's going on. I think they've told me before I have to get all the stamps. Let me see what I might be missing. Yeah. Let me see. I'm missing one. I am missing one stamp. Alright, let's go find it. Let's go see if I can find it. What's that on the top? Interesting. So what about this? That's just the label for Switch 2, but that's not actually on the Joy-Con. Okay. Good look around area G. Okay. Alright, so... Oh, wait. We got another quiz. That's what I'm missing right there. Alright, let me get down here and we'll get our quiz together. Alright, you must learn about Joy-Con 2 controller mouse sensors here. You'll discover how they ended up behaving like a mouse, their function beyond typical mice, and more. Would you happen to be interested? Of course. Got it, then here you go. Mouse Sensor Insights 1. Alright, let's take a look at the info card, shall we? Joy-Con 2 mouse controls. The Joy-Con 2 can be used as a mouse, which I think is awesome, honestly. I enjoyed Mario Paint on the Super Nintendo. Maybe other people didn't, but I had fun with the stamps and the various mini games that came with it. I'd like to see Mario Paint Switch 2 with these, since we have these mouse controls. That was a mouse controlled game. And I think the only one that really, I think that's the only one for the Super Nintendo, honestly. So I'd like to see another round of that and see what art people create with it. Because now, like before, you couldn't share your art or save it or anything like that, other than what was in the RAM for the cartridge, save RAM. Now, I mean, we can do all sorts of things. So I'd like to see somebody like JMD tackle Switch 2 Mario Paint. That would be awesome. So yes, please, let's see if we can get it done. So it can be used as a mouse. This allows you to play games that are designed to be played with a cursor. Of course, there are more to move. There's more to move than just an arrow. This opens up new ways to play games as compared with Nintendo Switch. By the way, you might find it easier to hold the Joy-Con 2 controller like this. Alright. Okay. So the Joy-Con 2 can be used as a mouse, and mouse controls let you play games that are designed to be played with a cursor on Nintendo Switch 2. Alright. Sounds good. Alright, using the mouse on your lap. Mice are typically designed to be used on desks or tables. Alright. Joy-Con 2 mouse controllers, however, can be used on other surfaces, such as your legs. Mouse responsiveness may vary depending on the surface. There you go. Levi's 501 mouse pad. That could be a thing. I don't know if you need $20 jeans. If you want $20, you want to pay $20 for a jeans mouse pad, but why not? All right. This means that you don't always have to be near a desk or table surface. You'll be able to use the mouse even while sitting on a sofa. Now, sofa fabric could work. I could see that. I could see that. All right, so the Joy-Con 2 mouse can be used on your lap, and you can play with the mouse while sitting on the sofa. All right, 4 minutes to go on the battle. The mouse sensor is located on each Joy-Con 2 controller. This is the one right here. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it. All right. So I see what it's doing. It's just flagging the position of it. All right. I see. So that's a cross section. All right. The truth is, they're actually black and white cameras with a resolution of just a handful of pixels. That's fewer pixels than the Nintendo Switch IR motion camera. All right. It's even fewer than the old Game Boy camera. So how are these cameras used? They check the surface they're on to see the direction and distance they've moved, and it is translated into mouse movement. That's a pretty inventive thing. Fun fact, they can capture thousands of photos in a single second. This number may vary depending on the speed of movement. This allows the mouse to this allows the mouse to capture some very precise movement. So, the mouse sensors are black and white cameras, only a few pixels in size, and they can capture thousands of photos in the span of 1 second. All right. And then the last card here. Not just a mouse. When you're using mouse controls, the Joy-Con 2 controller doesn't just act as a mouse. There's a host of other things it can do. For instance, gyroscope and mouse can work together to determine which way and by how much you've turned something. This means that you can use the mouse to grab and rotate objects in certain games. Also, the mouse can work together with the HD Rumble 2. This lets you feel different kinds of rumble as you move the cursor around. And that's not all. The Joy-Con 2L and Joy-Con 2R both have built-in mouse sensors. So 2 people can play together with mouse controls. Or you can control 2 mice at once, 1 in each hand. That sounds like fun, actually. So you see there's a lot to mouse controls. All right. So mouse controls can be used alongside the gyroscope and rumble features. 2-player, 1 mouse per player, or single-player dual mouse controls are also possible. Let's go take the quiz. Oh, wonderful. I see you've read everything. All right. I'm going to wait to take the quiz because we're about a minute and a half to go on our Riftopia battle. So, quiz coming up, and that will unlock Section B tonight, which I'm looking forward to. All right. Let's drop some units. Okay, we got a minute left. I got 80 energy, so I can place 5 of these. I got 2 tanks. Let's get the let's get 2 mantises on the table. There's my cutie pillar. All right, so our battle. Red got his battle in. All right. Let's get. Let me drop a warrior. I'll drop a warrior in behind the mantises just for protection, and I'll do some more ranged in the back here and hope for the best. So far, I mean, the AI looks like it's okay. I'm just a little concerned that, like, the thieves are just automatically bypassing and going for the rangers, and I'm a little concerned about that, but not too bad. I don't think I'm going to get to place another one. I think inside of 10 seconds I'll just accept my fate. No, I can't drag, and it's going to be 5 seconds for, yeah. Okay, no problem. All right, let's see what happens here. Start the battle. Here we go. All right, so easy kills there. All right, now we go over here to the Rangers. All right. Oh, We had some backdoor happenings. Uh-oh. Our Lampaka Malo died. There's some tanking. Alright. Oh no. Oh, it's tough. Oh, it's tough. Well, the mantises are helping up. Alright, we got a chance here. So it's going to hit the closest one from what I remember in the descriptions, which means my rangers should get some good shots. John Taylor Walker, thank you for dropping your units in there. 40 points, 3 collected. Already have the rainbow wallpaper, but it's fun to see. Alright, now this time I'm going to go with a, and let me pick up my spoils from red. Alright. Got some borders. Looks like I got a green border now. Over here to the paint. Paint the shows, shall we? Oh, I think, yeah, I have to reload to get the goods. All right. Let's see. Borders. The green border. All right. We got all sorts of wallpaper in here now. That's fun. It's like reading Rainbow. Almost. And also, I think a Tux 2 special. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Wood paneling. I used to have wood panels. Oh, so many years ago. That's almost like a Scott Pilgrim moment. Come to think of it. And with that, some kind of carpet. So the flooring here is all tile based. I'll go with that. It's an all earth tone setting here. How are my skins doing? Okay, so just these skins for now. What's going on here? Oh, that's my rift. Yeah, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna probably do a whole hour of. Well, I don't know. See, look at that. I don't want to take up too much time, but I want to get my units placed. So maybe what I do is a 20-minute battle here, and see if that helps out with getting extra units from people. All right. Anybody? No devs. Devs. I want some curtains, man. All right. Let's get the show on a roll. Okay, so I think I'll do 20 minutes on this one. Give myself a chance to get enough units, because the fact of the matter is the Terrapede has a lot of hit points, and you've got a lot of other cutie pillars on this map, which slow down units, which makes it very hard, very, very hard to get anything done. I almost want to do 30. You know what? 30 minutes. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I think 20 minutes is a good sweet spot. It's just long enough to get people to encourage to drop units towards the last 5 minutes or so. Just long enough for you to get all your units placed. So let's see if I can survive this. We'll go 20 minutes standard setting. Difficulty. Here we go. And here we are. All right. By the way, if you're wondering what kind of power profile I'm running, 10 watt silent. So on a browser, this is more than enough power to get this thing working. All right. So the tactic I used last time, Wild Blossom. Okay. We get it. All right, so yeah, there's our Terrapede right there. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go right after it here. This is the big spot, I think, to attack from. I wonder, yeah, I just can't go out any better there. All right, Lampaka Malo, We're going to drop you right here. And then I need my Rangers to get the job done on this one. All right, we're going to... I'll drop my QDP in there. Yeah, the problem is just the sheer number of QDPs that slow down units, and then it just lets archers go to town. So I'm gonna make sure I've got archers placed first. Well, I'm out of energy. Let's get one more in. Thanks, you cats. Appreciate it. Alright, hopefully we can get some others in. Blossom escape. No one caught it. There we go again. Paparaja had already escaped earlier. Ah. Okay. Well, that gives us a little bit of time. Let's go back to our quiz. See how much summer learning loss, as we like to say in teaching. How much summer learning loss I just had. Well then, now that you're all up to speed, here's a quiz for you. Would you like to take the Mouse Sensor Insights 1 quiz? Yes, I would. There you go. Mouse sensors. Alright, in what way can you play games using Joy-Con 2 mouse controls? By using your voice, by touching the screen directly with your finger, by moving a cursor, by nibbling on cheese. These guys are funny. Who says you can't have the humor and do this? By moving a cursor, that's for sure. Alright. Question 2. Joy-Con 2 mouse controls don't just have to be used on desks and tables. Where else can they be used? In midair, underwater, on glass windows, on your lap. Water, probably not a good idea. Also, you might get a shock. Especially if the battery doesn't shut off. Which numbered area on the Joy-Con 2 controller shown indicates the mouse sensor? That's going to be number 2. Right there. Alright, and then the last thing. What does the gyroscope allow you to do with the Joy-Con 2 mouse controls? You can take fancy photos of the mouse and compete in our competitions. You can rotate what you grab with the mouse. You can battle mice against each other. You can locate nearby sandwich shops. I actually am kind of hungry. I might want a little snack here in a minute. You can rotate what you grab with the mouse. Okay, there it is. Perfect score. So we got it done. All right. Great. You've got every answer correct. I guess that makes you a mouse sensor sensei. Wah wah. Okay. Well, that takes care of area A, the Joy-Con 2L area. And we can now proceed across to the screen. Now, there is one thing I'm not prepared for. I'm not using a 4K screen on my monitor here at home, so I'm told there will be one task that requires a 4K setting, but we'll see if I can at least simulate it. I don't know. Sometimes you can get downscaling in the monitor, sometimes you can't. We'll see. Alright, area B. Did you get all the stamps in area A, the Joy-Con 2L area yet? Looks like you're going to need some more stamps. Okay. Collect all the stamps in area A, then I'll let you through. You can find stamps near major features such as buttons or parts of the console. Happy hunting. Hey, what am I missing? There's a home button. Oh, this is on L. Alright, so we've got... Okay. So we've got the... This is the capture button, so this is screen captures. These are the arrow buttons. So what am I missing here? So that means there should be a thumbstick thing here somewhere. There it is. The left stick. Alright, now we're done. Now we got what we need. Alright. Area B is unlocked, and I see a soccer ball. Great during Club World Cup season. Okay, let's get out of here. I think I remember if I... So this is area A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and L. The areas progress in alphabetical order. Pretty easy to remember. How big is this place? Right? What? There's a run button from what I remember. I don't remember if that's the run button, but okay. We'll get back to it later. All right, Area B. Did you get all the stamps in Area A, the Joy-Con 2L area yet? Maybe. There you go. Yep, you got every last one. Good job. All right, you can head on through. Area B up ahead can be a little slippery, so watch your step. Okay, that ought to be fun. All right, now we get the console area. Well, that's cool. You get a zoomed out. Oh, I see. Like ice skating. That's funny. All right, 12.5 minutes to go on the battle. I'm at 58 energy. I'm going to try and get that up to close to full before I place any more. But definitely get yours in. The X map is really handy, huh? You pick any of the exhibits you visited before and zip right to it. This area is pretty big. It might be best to move around using the map. Alright, so pressing the X. I see. Okay. That's good to know. Alright. There's a mini game where you need to guess the frame rate. Ha. This is my time to shine. Okay, let's guess the frame rate then. I know. This is kind of fun. Alright. In this mini game, we'll need to spot the difference between pairs of videos. The image shown on screen when you play a game changes rapidly. Recall the rate at which it changes the frame rate, which is measured in frames per second, or FPS. The higher the frame rate, the smoother the game will look. Nintendo Switch 2 can reach up to 120 FPS. Can you tell the smoothness of 120 FPS apart from other frame rates? What do you say? You want to guess the frame rate? Guess the frame rate, 120 FPS? Let's do it. Guess the frame rate. Here we go. All right, so this exhibit requires stick and button controls. Okay. All right, personal best 3. Okay, I see. Get 3 medals as the first gold medal. The 5 medals will get you the second gold medal. All right, let's try it. Guess the rate at that the picture changes at. Question 1. Look carefully. Oh, my goodness. That was definitely 20 FPS. Alright. Question 2. Look carefully. Oh, that's closer. That's definitely closer to 120 FPS. You look at 30 FPS and you wonder why Final Fantasy XI is still locked at 30 FPS. It's really... Come on, Square Enix. Do your job. Fix it. Alright. Let's replay that. Alright. 40 or 120. Now, the speed is kind of tricky, but... I think it's 40. Nope. That was 120. Alright. Well, that's alright. We'll get the next one. So I missed by 1. Alright. Let's try again. Look carefully. That's 120 FPS easy. Alright. Great that I have a 120 FPS monitor. What's up? Question 2. Look carefully. That looks, yeah, that's definitely 120. Alright. Next up, question 3. Look carefully. And so... See, I just guessed 40 earlier and it was wrong. So what's the deal? Alright, we'll try again. 120 FPS, easy. Alright. Question 2, look carefully. That's definitely 30. So they do switch it up between the two. That's good. Alright, let's see. Question 3. That's 120. That's for sure. Alright, next. Question 4. Carefully. What's that? 60 or 120? Let's replay. That's hard. Look one more time. I think 60. There'd be just a little bit more smoothness if it was 120. Yeah, I got away with that one. Alright. That's what at least Final Fantasy 11 should be running at. Final Fantasy 11 should run at 120 FPS by this point in its life. I don't know how it's destabilizing or how they haven't gone back to fix it. Love that game. I wish they'd fix it so I could enjoy it again. Alright, question 5. Here we go. Look carefully. I'm going to replay it. That's 120. Yeah, you can just tell. It depends on how choppy it is. Since you have a 120 FPS screen, or I do, in this case, you can tell when it's chopping and when it's not. Because the background, the rest of the image is shooting at 120. So if it's 60, you're going to tell some chops. And that one didn't have the choppiness of missing a frame every 2 frames. Alright, question 6. Look carefully. I have some watermelon. I'm actually ready for it now. That's 120 FPS easy. Okay. So I even got the master score as well. Alright, 3 medals. There you go. 652 on the battle. I'm at full energy, so we're going to switch over there here real fast. Okay. Good job. Perfect. Got 13 medals now. You can even tell the difference between 60 FPS and 120 FPS. Looks like part 2 is available if you're interested. I'll need more medals, but I'll be interested soon. Okay. Let's get over there and have me spend my energy, shall we? Whoops. Sorry for the mic bump. And let's get to it. Good stuff. Alright. So we'll get another attack unit in here. Definitely need the Mantis to pull this off. If at all possible. Rangers in there, and then I'm gonna need some. I need tanks with. I need units with speed, so I'm kind of in a situation where. Who's got speed here? Well, 125, 70, 80. So the warriors actually have a better opportunity. All right, well, we'll throw some up here. All right, and those of you who are curious, in just a moment, I'm going to put the game link into the chat, so if you're there, go ahead and check it out. We'll try some more tanks, although I'm a little hesitant. Get some thieves in here. I need some rogueness. All right, and it's not too bad. It looks like I've got a chance to pick up some. Try and get 3 more units down. Thank you, Diet Coke. I don't like Diet Coke. I like Coke Zero, but it was free and there. All right, 3.5 minutes to go. Let me take a minute here to play the Rift. Oh, wow. Come here. Okay. Okay. What happened? Is something happening? That's weird. Okay, we're gonna play the YouTube trailer for Riftopia, so check this out.
Dimensions just splintered. Rifts will soon connect them. No one knows why, but something shattered the balance. Worlds bleed together, shadows stir. The first tear opens soon. Stay close. The rifts are just the beginning. Reality is unraveling. If no one restores the balance, everything could collapse. Why am I reaching out to you? I'm desperate. I've been here since time itself. What cruel irony that I need your help. But without it, everything we all know may fall apart. What would it mean for you, you ask, to enter the rifts? You'd cross worlds, team up with others, uncover the forgotten, and with a little bit of care, turn this world into your very own. Our hope and your future await in Riftopia.
All right, so there you have it. What's going on here, folks? Funny. Okay, we're gonna close that one. Got a mouse control problem. So that's Riftopia. If you haven't played before, check it out. Let me go back to my home just to reset things, make sure I'm not. Here's my battle. Back to it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, you see all these cutie pillars, and they're at a distance too. That's the problem. All right, so I think John Taylor Walker and Yecats are onto something here. I notice John Taylor Walker's going straight at the cutie pillars. That may be the key there. Is just drop straight in on them. All right, so I didn't have much of an energy charge. Not sure why. I only have tanks left, so we're going to drop a tank in here. And that's pretty much it for the units. Game.riftopia.gg. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. Looks like some things caught up in the processing. All right. Some tasty energy. All right, so only one of my units will not get placed. Now, I've done it. Put everybody down here in the corner. Let's see if John Taylor Walker had an idea there. I like what Yecats, what you're doing. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, there it is. I'm going to change, and we'll see the whole battlefield here play out. Here we go. Okay, straight for the Terrapede. Terrapede's going to get killed. That was going to be a fast kill. All right, we have a chance, but it really comes down to how many of these sticky webs influence the fight. Okay, I think we got a chance to win it here, folks. We really do. The archers. Look at the number of archers here. The rangers, I should say. All right, for the first time, I get a win on this map. All by going 20 minutes. All right. 155 points, 23 points collected. Wallpaper. Still don't have a pot yet. I need kitty pots. I want to grow some cats. All right. Well, that's cool. All right. We'll open up a new battle here. I'm going to go undefined on this map. So feel free to drop wherever you think you need to drop your units at. All right. Target's nearest enemy preferring close by ranged units. Well, we won't put close by range there, will we? But maybe you can enjoy a tasty Pacamelo. All right, back here in a few minutes. Back in about 8.5 minutes there. In the meantime, back to our Switch 2 welcome tour. All right. Well, we got people here talking. Let's see who else has info. So you get clear medals for playing mini games and tech demos, and the better you do at a mini game, the more medals you get. That really gets me pumped up. Good for you. Sliding screen. Okay, nobody to talk to here. All right, here is a demo. Nice, you already got 2 medals. Go you. Then we can consider this demo. Boom, open for business. All right. You'll try out the HDR experience, won't you? HDR, which stands for High Dynamic Range, is a way of producing heaps of color and light. Explosions, nightscapes, all that good stuff should look nice and shiny on the screen. This particular HDR demo lets you experience fireworks. It should feel like they really pop. You can see just how much the fireworks change by toggling the HDR on or off. Oh yeah, I've been instructed to tell visitors that the brightness will depend on your TV's HDR capabilities. You ready to fire up your HDR fireworks demo? Why not? Let's do it. All right. Please switch to tabletop mode or handheld mode, or connect an HDR compatible TV. You may need to adjust settings on your TV. Okay, well that's a good question. Oh, if I do, then I gotta, oh man, you're not gonna get to see it. That's the problem. Okay, let me try look up my menu here. And plus, I forget. Precinct Premium on. Shadow Boost, okay. I don't know if I have an HDR setting on this, honestly. Oh. Some eco mode, more information all reset. Okay, so I don't have an HDR. Even though this is a really good monitor, but I don't have HDR. Okay, so that means I've got to pull it to tabletop mode, and if I'm pulling to tabletop mode, I'm actually going to turn on Video Ninja and get my phone up to date. So let me do this. Let me switch over. I'll switch over to have Riftopia up. I'll have that, and let me see if I can pull up Video Ninja. All right. Yeah, that'll be my back camera. All right, so I'm gonna have to do something I haven't done in a while. Which is to turn on my overlay. and I'm going to pull... Oh, I need to go to tabletop mode, that's right. So, oh yeah, I want to pull the switch 2 camera off. That's the key there. Okay. There it is. Alright, the downside is I didn't put the screen protector on yet, but I'll do that. Okay. So, give me just a second. I gotta do this carefully. Oh yeah. It's not gonna do it justice, but at least it'll be in the neighborhood. Alright. Let's pull up. See if this will pop up. Okay, there it is. Alright. Yay, and there you see my... I think probably what I'll do is I'll switch to the... Okay, now it's working. Alright, so it's not the way I would like, but at least you'll get an idea on what's going on here. Actually, here's what I plan to do. Here's what I plan to do. So I'm going to see if this will let me switch. Oh, it will. Will it let me do it this way? Okay, not bad, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, okay, but I get some light, I get some reflection. I can't do that. All right. Do it this way. Not the greatest, but we'll get it done. 3 minutes on the battle. All right. You may remember I said something about a pre-placement, and that's what we're going to do here. Get some cutie pillar time in. I think what I'll do is then I will just go ahead and turn on the fight for a few minutes. A few minutes early. Let's see. I should be able to get 2 more units in here in just a minute. All right. Let's get one more. Oh, I'm just getting super hungry. Only barely got started on dinner. I had to come to this, so. Alright, we'll get a couple of ranged units in. That should be. Alright. I don't think there'll be enough energy to get more units down. We've got a minute and a half. Again, make sure to get that down before about 6 seconds remaining, or otherwise it won't really count. Alright. After that, we'll come back and do the HDR2 demo. You can kind of see I've got a little focusing problem on this. Let's see if I can fix that a little bit. You see my 8-bit dough there. Okay. That can kind of work. Just for this particular demo. The other thing, I think I'm just going to lay it flat. I think that will help out quite a bit. That would help out a little bit better, but I don't have a book right here immediately ready to lay it on. Okay, 20 seconds left. You got some units. Go ahead and drop them. Drop one warrior on. side of one pop model here, and we're ready. So they're all right here, folks. Nice. And we'll look at the battle from right here. Here we go. Oh, one dropped in right in the middle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're going short on units here. Oh, what's this? We got a ranger hiding down here in the corner. Warrior's gonna get him. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, we got it. Okay. Might lose my mantis, but I'm not losing my tank. Uh-oh. That's not enough. I need help. Ah, it's too late. Nobody there. It was just me. Oh no. Okay. Well, if it's just me, it's just me. Then why not do this? Let's get... that was unfortunate. Okay. Well, in that case, let's do 15 minutes, see if I can get some more units down. Okay, while that's going on, we'll take a look at our Switch 2. Alright, this is the HDR demo. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so let's see, A and R to set up some fireworks. So here's A. Alright, got that in. Toggle HDR and SDR. Alright, so we got the X button. Alright, toggle HDR and SDR 5 times while paused. So we got the Y button to pause. Let me do this. Get some fireworks up. Okay. I'll pause the fireworks 3 times. Okay. And then we're going to toggle. Use the X button. There's HDR. There's SDR. HDR. SDR. See Nintendo Switch 2 light up the night sky. Okay. That was fun. Okay. Alright, so it's only the right side. And let's put some fireworks up there. We need lots of fireworks. There you go. We got it. Good job. All right. That was fun. Well, and I apologize that that's the best we can do. Minus button to end. All right. There you go. All right, we got HDR fireworks. Only 1 medal needed. Those fireworks went way up high, huh? Make sure you feel a bit small. Makes you feel a bit small in the grand scheme of things, doesn't it? Let me hook this back up to the console, to the dock, so we can get a fair amount of you can see what's going on the way you should. Well, it was good that we could provide that demonstration at least a little bit. Those fireworks went way up high, huh? Makes you feel a bit small in the grand scheme of things, doesn't it? You see the difference between HDR on and HDR off now. Alright, so there you have it. There you have it. Okay. Good stuff. All right, well, let's keep going. Oh, I got these backwards here. All right. Yeah, fireworks, I need to see this, don't you? That was such a pretty fireworks display. I am so down with HDR compatibility. All right. Oh, there's stuff down here. Let's go down. Oh, there you go. That's kind of cool. All right. I never thought we'd get to take a look at around somewhere like this. I'm going to check out every inch of this place, corner to corner, top to bottom. All right. There's our our magnetic connector on the left side. This mechanism attaches the Joy-Con 2L to the console. All right. Anything else over here? I don't think so. It's just the connector. All right. Nice. All right. Back to our thing here. All right. We got a quiz show down here, but let's go to our tech demo number 3. See what we got. I wasn't expecting a tech demo like this. I traveled a long way to get here, and it's already worth the trip. This might be a good chance to bring up getting a 4K compatible TV. I'll practice my pitch on the way home. So this monitor is 1080p. It's not 4K, but I might be able to trick 4K out of it. We'll see. It depends on if it lets me get into the settings or not. You can try the Super Mario Brothers demo here. The 4K image on the Nintendo Switch 2 console right now is made up of lots of different pixels. Images on the old NES or Famicom had far fewer pixels than this. If you try to display each pixel from the back then with pixels on a modern 4K image, there's a massive difference. The game screen ends up looking super small. One look at World 1-1 from Super Mario Brothers tells you all you need to know, really. Want to have a go at the Super Mario Brothers 4K 1-to-1 demo? Let's try it out. Please connect a 4K compatible TV or higher. So I cannot connect it here. I do have one in my living room, but it's too late at night to be able to get out there to do this effectively, so I'm going to have to hold off on this demo. But it's there. That also now tells me I need 4K monitors. Well, and it makes me think the Xbox ROG Ally that's coming out at the end of this year would do 4K. So, that's a thought. I got one question wrong. I should review the content. Alright, so 7.5 minutes to go on battle placement. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Thank you for your units so far. Alright, you can learn about the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen here. You'll find out how clear and smooth the display is, as well as concepts like HDR, VRR, 120Hz, and more. What do you think? Doesn't that just sound fascinating? I'm interested. Oh yes, indeedy. Here are your console screen insights 1. Okay, 5 cards of information. Alright, crisp and detailed screen. If you could zoom in really close to the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen, you'd see that it's made up of lots of little dots. These dots are called pixels. There are 1,920 horizontally and 1080 vertically to be precise. This is also called 1920 by 1080 resolution. That's 2.25 times the resolution of the Nintendo Switch console. In fact, it's the highest resolution we've ever used in a Nintendo console. As for the size of the pixels, then the smallest of any Nintendo console to date. Having the most pixels and the smallest pixels provides a crisper, more detailed screen. Screen is made up of 1920 by 1080 pixels. That's the thing to remember here. Alright, info 2. Bright light. The Nintendo Switch 2 screen can produce some very bright light. Surprised they're not going to talk about nits here. You could also say this screen is HDR compatible. HDR here stands for high dynamic range. The Nintendo Switch console has approximately 16.77 million different types of light and color. Meanwhile, the Nintendo Switch 2 console can use hundreds of millions of different types of light and color. Let me go back on that. The Nintendo Switch used 16.77 million. Hundreds of million. Okay, for the Switch 2. Got it. In games that support HDR, it's now possible to display bright, intense light. The screen you're looking at right now is a sample image that doesn't use HDR. If we were to enable HDR, it would look like this. Note that this image is just for reference. In the non-HDR image, there's very little difference in brightness between the most vivid parts of the explosion and area around it. Meanwhile, the HDR image, the brighter areas can shine very brightly, while the darker parts remain unchanged. But don't worry, we took care not to make it too bright. So the Nintendo Switch 2 screen can display bright, vivid light. It can use hundreds of millions of different types of light and color. Alright. Good info. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left to go on the battle. I'll be there. It looks like I need to get over there right now, but I'm going to wait just a minute. Smooth movement. The Nintendo Switch 2 console screen can change images at high speeds, up to 120 times per second, in fact. So we can say that the screen is 120 Hz compatible. The faster the pictures change, the smoother the movement will appear. The Nintendo Switch console screen changes images up to 60 times per second. So a rate of 120 times per second will mean that a movement looks twice as smooth. The image shown is just an example, but for games that support 120 Hz, mouse movements will appear smoother. Using the right stick to look around will feel smoother, and scrolling the screen will look smoother. But that's not the only benefit of playing games that support 120 Hz. The world appears to you 1/120th of a second faster, which could give you an advantage during very intense gameplay. So images can be changed up to 120 times per second, and movement is smooth in 120 Hz compatible games. All right, 2 cards to go, but I need to get over here to the battle. So give me just a second for that. Riftopia battle is here and ready for you folks. If you're just joining us and wondering, you can go over to battle. This will get you to where you can sign up and check it out. Riftopia.gg. Okay? And game.riftopia.gg as well. All right, 3 minutes to go. I'm at 130, and that's my full bubble at this point in time. So let's kick some tail, shall we? All right, so we're gonna load up. Ranger Heaven. Don't mind if I do. I think another thing about 15 minutes that I'm noticing, you can get enough units on the field that you know you're going to win, and you're starting the battle a little early without too much in the way of disrupting the plans of others. Okay. Put a couple warriors down, shall we? I'm coming for you. Alright, give me one more. Nuzleaf appears. Alright, poke catch. Let's see how that goes. Nuzleaf. Alright, there you go. Take a look at other areas of the battlefield just to be sure I don't have any lurkers around. Hey, that looks like everything's going to happen right here, unless there's some Mystery I'm not catching. Okay, so this is the battle. Right here. Let's do it. Start it early. Alright. Oh yeah. Butter. Butter. The knife. So much butter. Yeah, very good. Mo mana, mo problems. Okay. Welcome, you cats, again. Thank you. Battle points aplenty. Alright. Let's keep going. And we'll set up our battle for 15 minutes. With that, we'll go back to our... Nuzleaf escaped. Oh no. Alright. Well, let's keep going here. Again, about the screen, less choppy. Here's another thing about the Nintendo Switch 2's console screen. It can make games feel less choppy. You could say the screen is VRR compatible. VRR is short for variable refresh rate, which is what this monitor is that I have here. When you're playing a game and a lot of characters appear on the screen... Wow, look at that. Yeah. The frame rate can become very choppy. Here's what's happening. It takes a little longer than normal to draw each picture. Because of this, the pictures aren't ready in time for when they're meant to be updated on the screen. So if the image has been changing 60 times every second, even a slight delay would skew the timing. Suddenly, the picture would update at half the rate, only 30 times per second. You can see why a game might feel choppy. So in games that support VRR, the update rate can be changed on the fly to match the image completion rate. If it takes a little longer to draw the image, the update rate can be changed to 55 times per second. This is better than suddenly dropping to half the rate, so it's less likely to feel choppy. This all means that some players find VRR compatible games comfortable to play. Note, this video is purely for reference. Alright, the screen's VRR compatibility can help to reduce choppiness. Alright, and then the last one here. The touchscreen. The Nintendo Switch 2 console screen does more than just display images. It's also a touchscreen that you can use with your fingers. It's designed to recognize where you touch the screen. When you're touching with two fingers, it can tell if your fingers are close together or farther apart. This all might be familiar already, but there's a little more to this. The Nintendo Switch 2 console's touchscreen can tell the position of up to 10 fingers at the same time. So, the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen is a touchscreen, and it can recognize up to 10 points that you're touching with your fingers. Right, you're right. You read all the insights. Go get the quiz, shall we? Alright, what better way to commemorate your learning than with a quiz? Would you like to take the Console Screen Insights 1 quiz? I sure would. Alright, so here we go with the Console Screen Volume 1 quiz, 5 questions. Question 1. The Nintendo Switch 2 console screen is made up of lots of tiny bits. What are they called? Capsules, axles, pixels, pickles. Definitely not pickles. They are pixels. Alright. Question 2. What can the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen display by enabling HDR, a three-dimensional image, smooth movement, pixel art, bright light? It should be bright light. Question 3. What is the maximum number of times that the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen can change from one picture to another in the space of 1 second? That would be 120 times. 120 cycles. Cycles is referred to as hertz. Which feature is the Nintendo Switch 2 console compatible with in order to make the screen feel less choppy? VRR, variable refresh rate. Last question. How many points can be tracked on the Nintendo Switch 2 console's touchscreen at the same time? 10 fingers. 10 points of touching. 2 hands. And the results are a resounding perfect score. I pay attention in class sometimes. Alright, there you go. A perfect score that was as smooth can be. You've clearly taken in all the lessons about the console screen. Thank you. Alright. Well, we've got a little kiddo over here that can be talked to. Let's go say hi. You can tilt R left and right to pan the camera as you walk around. It makes hunting for stamps a whole lot easier. It sure does. Alright, so we're going to go back here. Looks like we got the SD cards. That's the speaker left. Okay, so we got the speaker left. We got that down. Alright, let's go over here. What is this? It's the air intake on the lower left. Very good. Alright, got that stamp. And anything here that we need to know about? Yep, that's the USB Type-C connector. You'll notice there's some screws there. Not sure what those are about. Alright. We talk to our friends hanging out on the screen here. I think I might be a little lost. Oh, that's right. I forgot that you can tilt R down for a good look around. That's it. There's the good look around. I can't stop thinking about the staff member who talked like a poet. My hands continued to tremble as I handed the controllers back. Wonder what that's about. Anyway. Could be an air intake. Yep, for a speaker. Air intake lower right. Very good. What's this kid doing out here? How you doing, buddy? Have you been getting medals for mini games and tech demos? If you're going to hop back to the last area to get some more medals, you should use the X map. Okay. Thanks for that, buddy. Huh, it is facing downward just a little. Okay, I wonder what that's about. Alright, I don't think there's anything left here, but let's... There might be something right here. Yep. Speaker right. Okay. So there's speaker right, and I see a trigger button or something. Okay, something right down there. Uh-huh. Interesting. I wonder what that is. Well, we'll come back around. We'll figure it out. Okay, I'm going to go around the place here. And that's area L, so I can't go down there right now. Alright, let's talk to this dude here. I love to learn, so I'm focusing on reading all the insights. Great. I'm glad you can get from area to area just by collecting stamps. Right? Alright, let's see what's up here. I need to get in front to talk to her, right? Alright, you can learn about the Nintendo Switch 2 console speakers here. Alright. You'll discover how they make sound, their inner workings, and more. You want to know about the insights? Of course. Cool, then I'm going to hit you with the console speaker insights, okay? Alright, we got 3 of these, so I think we'll get through these and then we'll start placing units on the battlefield. Alright, tightly sealed box. The Nintendo Switch 2 speaker parts haven't actually changed. They're the same speaker parts that were used in Nintendo Switch OLED model, but they function a little better on the Nintendo Switch 2 console. They produce better sound. This is because speaker parts are placed in a box. We made sure that all sides of the box were tightly sealed except for the front. If there is a gap where sound can leak out, it may cancel out the sound from the front, or it may come out muffled. The sound may be distorted and not come out as intended. Even though the console uses the same speaker parts as before, the tightly sealed gaps around them make the sounds come out more accurately. Alright, so the speaker parts are housed in a box, and the box is tightly sealed except at the front. Alright, what else we got here? The box is cushioned. Alright, if you look at the box containing the Nintendo Switch 2 speaker parts, you'll see that there are spongy cushions attached on the top and bottom. They firmly sandwich the box. Because of this, other parts won't shake around along with the box. If the other parts were to end up shaking, the sound would get muddied and wouldn't come out as intended. So the box housing the speaker parts is sandwiched by cushions. This prevents vibration from carrying to other parts. The last part of this says, playing data accurate sounds. The speakers are parts that turn sound data into sound. But when the sound enters your ears, for various reasons, it doesn't sound exactly like the original data. On the Nintendo Switch 2 console, in order to make the sound through the speakers, we recorded and analyzed the sound of the speakers and calculated how to edit the sound in advance. The Nintendo Switch 2 has a faster computer. As such, it's able to process sounds in high quality. By the way, the Nintendo Switch 2 speakers are designed to fit as tightly as possible inside the console. Because of this, they actually slope diagonally downward a little. But by editing the sound, we managed to make it sound as if the speakers are facing forward. Sound is processed to be as close as possible to the original data, and the speakers slope diagonally downward, but they sound like they're facing forward. Alright. Sweet, you read all the insights. Yes, I did. Let's get the quiz on, girl. Alright, I hope you won't mind if I serve you up a little quiz. How about it? I'm going to take on the console speaker insights quiz 1. Don't mind if I do. Excuse me. Alright, console speakers volume 1. Here we go. Question number 1. What is it about the box that houses the speakers inside of the Nintendo Switch 2 console that helps it produce sound as accurately as possible? It's filled with water, it's made out of rubber, it's punched with tiny holes, it's tightly sealed on all sides but the front. That is your right answer. Question 2. The box that houses the speakers in the Nintendo Switch 2 console is sandwiched by which objects? Clothespins, metal plates, cushions, or thin slices of bread. Bread would get moldy, cushions don't generally get moldy. In which direction do the speakers inside of the Nintendo Switch 2 console point? Straight ahead, diagonally downward, or backward? They said diagonally downward on this one, and that's done, and the score is perfect. Alright. Less than 3 minutes to go on the battle. I'm going to get you this place now, so here we go. Perfect score. Whoa, you got all the answers right. Give it up for a new rising star. You're like a pro at speaker trivia. There you go. Alright, 10:40. We've been at this now. How long have we been live? A good bit of time. So, alright, let's switch over and look at our battle. See where we need to place units. This is looking good. Alright, we're going to put the Lampacamelo, our high DPS man, right here. Incredible sushi stuff. Of course. We'll get our wall of Rangers going. Love my Ranger action. Such a cutie pillar. Alright. It's gonna get interesting here. I need to get a couple of tanks. I only need one tank in that direction. I'm gonna get tanks on the back here. And here's the other one. Alright, well that's not too bad. I'm not going to have enough time to get any more units down. So we'll go forth with the battle. There are my units. There's everybody else. Let's go. Yeah. Now this is what I'm talking about. The thief just kind of gets skipped. All right, 45 battle points. Not getting any good stuff here. I want the pots. Why can't I get a pot? It's okay. I'm just messing around, folks. All right. We got one more thing to do here. All right. I don't have an active battle. Who's going off right now? Yeah. So is Red still doing it? Yeah, he's still. His battle's ready. I'll join him a little bit later. I think I'm gonna go one more here. I'm gonna go back to 10 minutes for a little bit here. But I'm gonna let my energy replenish. So while we wait for the energy to build back up, let's go back up over here, and this has been quite impressive. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, this might involve me actually touching the screen, and I've got a screen protector I need to install, so I may not end up doing this one. I'll probably skip past it. Back 7 medals already. Way to go. That means it's time for the grand opening. Are you ready for the mini game of your life? Yeah, it wants me to use the touch points, so I'm going to have to wait on this one. On the Nintendo Switch 2 console, you can touch up to 10 fingers touch up to 10 points simultaneously with your fingers. So we made this mini game where you have to touch 10 different places using the touch controls. You've got to put your fingers on the indicated colors, one after another. Once you place a finger, you're not allowed to move it or take it off of the touch screen. Huh. Okay. So there you have it. It's kind of a strategy game, I guess. Gotta think about which finger you want to use next. If it's too difficult for you, you might want to bring in a second player to help give you a little help. I'm not going to do it right now. We're just going to say no thanks, and I'll come back to it later. And I think as far as this goes, I'm getting a little. I'm not bored, but I actually want to probably call it here so I can have a really long time streaming tomorrow. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. If anybody is out there, they want to see me to play a quick retro game of any kind, just say the words. Otherwise, here in about 10 seconds, I'm gonna call it a night. I don't know whose birthday it is, just goofing off. But that's it. Okay, so I think I'll just call it here. We got 2 hours. I knew this was going to be hard to get in today, but at least we made it work. So, that's something to be proud of. But as far as this goes, that's it for me for today. Actually, I forgot one thing. Got to shut down. Actually, yeah, I need to go to sleep mode here. So, all right. Well, we did it, folks. That was a lot of fun today. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm tired. I mean, I'm not tired, but I need to get to my wife. I need to take care of her for a little bit here. Hiya. You gonna lock into those magnets, son? Yes? Okay, there we go. Alright. And press that button, and we're in sleep mode. Okay. Alright, so that's gonna do it for me. And for tonight, but we'll be back in the morning, whether it's right at 5 o'clock or I wait until about 10 Central Daylight Time. But I'm actually going to be in daytime streaming. This is supposed to be my vacation season from work, which I want to use to really get some follows in and get things ready to go, because when it comes time in October, I want to have a robust opportunity to make $1,000 for my Oklahoma Children's Hospital Foundation, part of the Children's Miracle Network. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about here, you can scan that QR code right there and check that out. And up here is my ongoing initiative on behalf of my friends in Polio Now. 25 cents pays for 1 vaccine, $1 pays for 4 vaccines. Your dollar is matched 2 for 1 by the Gates Foundation, which gives you the opportunity to have 12 vaccines be purchased with your $1. It is an amazing thing that we can do when we pool our resources together, and that's exactly what is happening. So, and of course, Riftopia right here. We definitely want you to check that out and enjoy it. Play with some others tonight while I'm away. I'm going to leave the stream up for a while and just let you. Actually, no, I'm gonna turn it off. We're gonna go ahead and raid up, and I do plan to raid someone cool here, which is Red Spectre. So let me get that raid going, and then we'll pull the plug on the night. So here it is. Let me get it ready. I'm gonna go take it back to my creator dashboard here. Oh, I know what I need to do. Let's go back. I know exactly what I need to do here. Okay, I'm gonna handle this on my phone. So here's Red. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you soon. If I can get the app up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is it. We're going to get to raid out. See if I can raid. Oh, I do. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So we're raiding Red as soon as I can. And the man with the master plan, Red Spectre 23. He's the guy I want to go with. All right, folks. That's it. I am the Pneumatologist. Good night. See you later. Bye-bye for now.
Pneumatologist brought in a raiding party.
Pneumatologist, welcome on in. Hiya, Pneumatologist. How was the stream tonight? What did we get up to? Tell us all about the fun things you did. I'm gonna guess off the top of my head you were probably doing some retro stuff, but I could be wrong. Maybe you were also doing some Riftopia, maybe, possibly tonight. But guys, welcome on in, Pneumatologist. If you are not following them, drop a follow right there. I don't know if we can get the fancy shout out yet, but if a mod can get that in a minute when the timer's up, I would appreciate it. Make sure I get you a nice shout out here, as I think you got one earlier. Riftopia. See, I had a feeling that might have been it. What was your Riftopia experience tonight, Pneumatologist? Let us know how you've been enjoying it. I have been enjoying it thoroughly. I might do a little bit more offline battles in Discord tomorrow night to get a little bit more practice with it, guys. Riftopia and some Switch 2 welcome tour retro tomorrow. You got the Pac-Man Museum. Pac-Man, was it Championship Edition? I think is probably my favorite Pac-Man game ever. I don't know if that's in the Museum Plus. It might be. Yeah, there's the info on Riftopia. If you want to check out the Discord, guys, all the info you want is there. I think we're done with battles for the night, but we're going to do some more on Friday. And like I said, maybe some in Discord tomorrow night for the regular Discord hangout. If you want to hang out with Red in Discord, we're going to be there tomorrow night, everybody. You're more than welcome to hang out with us. There, follow Unmech.